Hi, this is Kim Pinkney and welcome to my channel. This is still Inktober, almost done though. This is day 29 and it's skeleton and shoes, or rather shoes and skeleton. Doing a little mashup here. So what I'm thinking about doing here is a person pretty much wearing shoes. But with a little bit of a skeleton twist. So I'm going to just throw this out of the way, lock it and turn it off so it doesn't get in the way. Start a new layer. And we'll start sketching. Set myself up here. Usually I use the soft brush and I knock that down to like 1 in the 1 range. And it's just like a nice little brush to mess with. And let's see, I'm thinking it's going to be a fighter, and she just won the battle. And I want to play with perspective just a bit. But stick with the most important thing, which is the shoe that's going to be coming right at us. Let's see, do I want to, let's see, I'll do this, and we'll do this, just to give it like that contrast. That's a big butt. Cannot lie. Cannot lie. Let's see, this is the knee. And so we'll put her in like some sort of skeleton armor of some sort. But it's the shoe that's going to get our attention here, or at least keep us. Let's see. We'll give her a little bit of muscles. Throw the other leg right here. We'll make this even bigger, because it's really going to come close. And I feel like making this into high heel shoes. Let's see. Make it like a spike of some sort. And I think this spike, instead of it just hanging out of the shoe, we'll see, we'll make it kind of like a, we'll see if we can make this into a bone of some sort. Ooh, it'd be kind of interesting if it was a finger. Yeah. Maybe, this would be the nail. Let's see, and then the joint. So it doesn't have to necessarily be a human skeleton, it just has to be a skeleton. So we could have like some sort of maybe dragon skeleton or something that just is bones basically. So we can get kind of creative with what these bones kind of look like. Let's see, and I'm thinking I'd like it to have, like, if this was a fist, maybe that would be holding it in place, or let's see, because I was thinking maybe I could have fingers gripping it to hold it in place. Let's see, how do I do that? And what perspective do I have it? Like this could be the bone for the thumb. And that pretty much is just a little spike. Let's see. Let's see. I need to find a thumb. I think that's it right there. We'll just kind of make it up. And then we'll have the other fingers kind of come out of this like it's a hand. Ooh, maybe it's clutching it. Let's see. Oh, like a eagle talon. Let's try that. So maybe we'll have a mixture of bones here. Let's try something like this. This one looks like a turd. I don't like that. Let's try this. Someone had too much time on their hands. And since there's no cartilage on here, we'll just kind of like fill it in with like magic. We'll just give bones different shapes so they fit into each other. So this is like the heel. We'll give it lots of support, but we'll make this sharp. And we'll make it so that it'll lay flat like this, but when you lift your foot up, it'll be like this. All right. Yeah, one thing about Inktober is I really like the idea that, you know, a lot of people are doing the same prompt, but seeing the prompts interpreted is so much fun. I'm gonna give this like one of those split bones. And then let's see, we'll take, let's see, we'll thin this one up a little bit. We'll give it multiple bones in between. Kind of like a wrist. And bones aren't always smooth. We have like little pits and stuff in it. Just kind of give it pieces here. Let's see if we can give this like a concave, or here we go, we'll have it like do this sort of thing. This is more fun than I expected it to be. Okay, so interesting heel. The finishing move. See, I love the fantasy part of this. I love doing 2 prompts at once as well when it comes to doing Inktober, because it's like you get one prompt and it's like it's a suggestion, but it's not concrete, which leaves it up for a lot of interpretation, and which is good. But when you add 2, it kind of makes it a little bit more specific. So it becomes and I chose the fantasy one instead of Anime-tober because they did a lot of repeats, and I'm like, I don't want to draw the same characters over again. I want to be challenged. That's why I did mostly magic users. Magic users and monsters. Everybody's bad. Everybody's bad with my bad art. But yeah, if you ever decide to do Inktober, try doing 2 different prompts at the same time. It might get confusing, but because sometimes when you're doing Inktober, you don't know what you want to draw, and if you draw something that is like they say volcano, you'll find like thousands and thousands of pictures of people drawing volcanoes in ink, you know, but there'll be that one or two standouts that they went beyond just what the prompt said. It's a volcano, but it's telling a story, or it's a volcano, but it's not just spewing lava, it's spewing blood, or it's something that's acting like a volcano, you know, something like that. Because it's like, I don't want to do the same thing everybody else is doing. I don't want to, you know, when they say cat, say that the thing is feline, or something like that. Or one you're a guard. I don't want to just draw a typical guard. And then I was kind of like trying to figure out what kind of guard do I want to draw. You know, what is it guarding? And then like one of the prompts was chicken, right? And I'm like, I really don't want to draw a chicken. But you can draw the act of someone being chicken. You can, and what I ended up drawing was a guy in a chicken costume, but he was more like a rooster. He was more like a cocky rooster. See, we'll have this one go in this way instead of out that way. So I like taking the prompts and just adding a different twist to it. So when I had to do guard, I was thinking of a guard dog, but I didn't want a menacing guard dog, because you know, if you're doing a guard dog, you'd assume that it would be menacing. I'm like, no, not a menacing one. How about a cute one? So I did a picture of a Cerberus, but instead of it being like a pit bull or something like that, it was those little yapping dogs. It was a cute little fuzzy something or other. It's really, I can't remember, but they're cute and they're fuzzy. And like another one that they did for Inktober was Dizzy, and I didn't want to draw the same thing. Last year, I think it was last year, when I drew Dizzy, I was doing Animatober, and I was drawing Hinata, a character from Naruto, and she ended up, I think, marrying him. And Naruto has, I guess he's got a nine-tailed fox inside of him. So I drew the fox and Naruto, her crush, kissing her on the cheek, on both sides of her cheek, and it made her dizzy. I wanted to do something like crazy different like that. So it just guarantees that, you know, it's something new that people have not seen. And I was hoping again this year I was waiting all year for Animatober. Couldn't wait. And only to find out that the people who make the prompts added the same stuff as they always do all year long. And it was the same characters, or a lot of the same characters. And I was really looking forward to new characters, different words and whatnot. So I'm like, okay, I'm too lazy to make my own prompts because it's just like a cop-out. I don't know. I felt like it would be a cop-out if I made my own. I wanted something that other people were doing as well, and I just wanted to see if I can think outside the box just a smidge. I just don't feel like it would be a challenge if I created the prompt list myself, as I know I'd probably pick things that I'd like and were easy, and I thrive on the randomness of it all. You know, it'd be kind of cool with these shoes is if they would change. You know, like the bones are one thing, but once they fall apart, they can arrange themselves in a different way each and every time to get you a whole different type of shoe. Okay, so this is part of the heel. Can't be too comfortable, I suppose. There's no cushion inside of it. And I think since it would be a magic shoe, we should do magical things inside of it. So this will be like an eye. And we'll say that this is the color coming from this eye is what's going to direct the heel. Let's see. And I kind of want this looking right at us, so let me zoom out a little bit. Let's kind of have it aim at us. It'd be kind of cool if these were boots too. Let's see. Try to clean up some of these lines here. I'll have that be a bone. Have it mad at us. Here we go. Be some sort of tendon. Let's do this. We'll have like the bone. We'll split this bone too. Now sometimes when I draw like this, especially if I decide to make it into black and white, is instead of erasing all the little stray lines, I would just kind of, yeah, let's do that. I'm going to take my soft brush and I'm going to convert it to one of my textures, monster skin. Let's do that. We'll give it like a scaly look. I like that Draco one. Let's do that one. So whenever I am trying to get rid of a line, or like one of these little stray lines, I'm just going to go ahead and use it as a shading. Instead of erasing completely, and just use it. And that's one of the things I would do. I would usually use the soft brush to have that soft texture to it. Ooh, this one could be interesting. Could have like 3 tendons. I'm going to make that harder. There we go. It might make it a little difficult to read what's going on. I like that. That looks like a texture. Let's see. I'm gonna erase a little bit too much. There we go. Now for some reason I really prefer the soft brush to like say like a harder brush that gives me, you know, cleaner lines, softer line, harder lines. I'm not sure exactly why. I think this reminds me more of a pencil, how a pencil acts, like me dragging my hand across the paper. And it's funny, drawing digitally, I forgot and forget what it's like to draw traditionally. And sometimes when I'm drawing on paper, I get it confused with drawing digitally. What I mean is, like, say I'm doing like a really small part on a piece of paper, and I really want to get into there and do the little tiny details, and I find myself trying to do the finger pinch to make it bigger. Like I can really zoom in with digital, and I tried to do that with paper, and I'm like, why isn't it getting bigger? And I'm like, oh, you dumb bunny, it's paper, you know. So to me it's almost like there's no difference. Almost. We'll make this a little more jagged, like a bone. Yeah, but part of me does not want to go back to paper, only because it's like every tool that I have at my disposal is like right here. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to kind of blend these tones here. This can stay really gray. So like I've got like a little mess going on here. I just kind of smear it and bring it around and just make it work for me. Okay, there's a lot more to draw, Kim, than just playing with these guys. At first I was just going to draw a pair of shoes, disembodied shoes, but I'm like, where's the fun in that? I kind of want something that people will look at and go, and and spend more than like 2 minutes looking at. It's like, oh dog, what the hell? And maybe even finding something that they didn't expect to see. Oops, let me bring that back down. Like maybe the bones spell out a name or something like that. Just trying to fill in some of these blank spots here. Let's see. And I think it'd be kind of cool to incorporate other bones into stuff. So let's see if we can throw some rib bones and stuff like that in here too. And they don't necessarily have to be human rib bones. And what's cool, it doesn't have to make sense. This can be like a sternum or a spine. When I relax a little bit and realize it doesn't have to be perfect, I'll get like more line confidence, where my lines are smoother. Let's smooth some of this stuff out. Let's see if we can find a different texture. There's another texture I like that comes with Procreate, and let's see, it's under touch-ups, I believe. If I haven't moved it, I think I threw it in my favorites. We got the rough skin, stubble, like zombie skin. Zombie skin is gorgeous. Okay. And I think what I'll do is I'll change the color of the background here so that it's not just white. What's erasing? I didn't want to erase. And when you use the smudge brush, you can move your colors or your tones around. From like the edges here. Take that, bring it down a little bit, and just kind of tease it out of it. Off the sides, off the edges. Now these are going to be so small and far away that we'll barely see them, I believe. I have no idea how I would even color this. Let's change the background here. I like blue. Hopefully that's not too hard on the eyes. Okay, so we still have all this here. Now this area here on the sole, I was thinking of doing like a mouth. Like jagged teeth. Like a maw. So let's see. So like the outside. So like right here and right here is the jaw. So maybe this character, maybe they eat their opponent. Or I could have it like this is another skull and this is the jaw. Like here's the upper part and here's the lower part. Let's see, but I kind of like the idea of like a lamprey type of mouth. I'm just erasing some of the lines I really don't need. Make it just a little bigger. So this could be the external part that closes up. And maybe it could be like a, what is it called? Like an aperture, like a, that opens up like a camera. And every little curve that I'm throwing here would be like a row of teeth. Let me see, just kind of catch it from the middle here. Let's see. Okay, so let's do some teeth. Do like a gum line. Oops, too big. Actually, I'll keep it a little big so I can smear. I can kind of see it a little bit. Do something similar around here. And to keep that roundness, we'll keep like a little bit of a light around the edge and do the texture along the inside here, and just like very lightly come towards the edges. And I'm just kind of dragging it towards the edge in the center here. Yeah, drawing monsters are fun. You can really have a blast with this. And I'm thinking I'm going to be drawing boots. Trying to get some more of this texture to show. I'll erase a little bit and then bring it back with there we go, with some of the texture. Just dragging it into the empty spots here. Oh, and we'll give our erasing tool. I'm thinking about giving the eraser a texture as well. Let's see. Nah, I'll leave it hard. I'll leave it as the soft brush. This will have a texture, and I need to just keep that one. Okay, and then we'll just kind of smooth this out, the texture. Let's make some teeth. Bring that back down, and we'll just do like crazy jagged teeth. Wherever there is like a little curve is where I'll just add a tooth. Let's see, like right here, and just kind of give it different sizes. And we'll just kind of give it like a little bulge where the tooth would be kind of embedded. All right. Okay, so I'm going to take the texture here and add that. The zombie skin, it varies. Sometimes it's got like a round texture. Sometimes it's got like the striated texture. It's awesome. Good stuff. Let me make it a little darker here. Oops. And just kind of drag it downwards. Now I could make this like into a flesh tone. Yeah, I think I'll save the texture for later. Yeah, so draw the teeth first. Let's see. So I'm losing track of time. Let me see. Okay, it's 5:46. I want to be done with this before 6. Now the texture brushes seem to work better when you have just like a hint and then you just kind of drag it. You don't want to go over your texture too much or else it'll obliterate it. Like I just did. Okay. Oops. Bring this down. And just kind of give it like a weird landscape here to plant our teeth. And we'll just add the embedding. And we can even get creative with the teeth. They don't always have to be in the same neck of the woods. Can even go an extra row if we wanted to. Nah, I don't want to do that. Not yet. Can even do veins. Throw a few more here. One of the fun ways of like doing a vein is do a selection and then fill it with a texture. Let's see, it was under favorites, zombie skin. Okay, and just like and it kind of stands out on its own. So once you have like the texture and stuff like that how you want it, then deselect it, and then you can kind of blend it in. You can even use light. Give it like that raised look. And your shadows would be opposite whatever your highlight is. So the brighter the highlight, the opposite of where that highlight falls is where your shadow would be. So it looks like raised skin, and if you do it enough times, it really looks like they're bulging out. Let's see. Now the thing about these teeth is that they'll need to be filled with a tone of some sort. So let's go ahead and get that out the way right now while we're not too deep into it. And what I could do is I could make a row of teeth and then just duplicate it. That's another fun thing to be able to do. I'll put the teeth on a different layer. I hate how I lose this selection. Can't get it back. Okay. Alright, we'll make another layer real quick. There we go. And I'm going to move it to where it's beneath it. That way it'll fill without messing up the tones here. I'm just dragging and dropping the color on in. Hold that down, and then I can select it again without losing the selection. Okay, to add to it, come down to the bottom, hit that little button. Hit add again. Okay. Now if you keep your stuff selected, you can always come back and add tones and whatnot to it. But I think I have a plan. Okay, so there's that row. And I think for giggles, I'm going to duplicate. Nah, we'll keep it kind of like organic looking. Okay. Another way of adding some fun to this. Let me come back to this layer here. Yeah, I'll stay on that layer. I'm going to go ahead and select the area I'm going to play with here. I'm going to give it a tone. Let's see. Maybe I shouldn't have done it that far. Let's see. And I want to be able to really see my texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and select this giant area here. And I'm going to, okay, I've got black selected, but I'm going to drop the opacity down just a smidge so it's not black. And then I'm going to just brush in the zombie skin. I love that texture. I'll make it big so we can see it. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my god. Gonna have a Kimgasm. And because it's selected, I'm gonna deselect it, select again, and just choose another skin. Just kind of like how I did with the veins. And just go ahead and do that. And just get the gum architecture going first. Oops. Now, because some of this is on the outside, oops, see, that's what happens when you fill it, but I can do this, choose the white, and use that, and I can also get like a darker version going on with the white. Ooh, that doesn't suck. Let's try that on here. Just kind of select it, fill it with black. Oh, you want to be a bear, huh? Because there's already something here. Okay, be that way. So we'll just do this. And you get to really get a good gander at that texture. And then I can play with it a little bit, and I can add a little bit of light in certain spots. So I kind of light it up where the teeth are, and then I can make it a little darker. Whoops, wrong color. And get that going on there. I kind of like that. Okay, let me select this. Teeth are on a different layer, so I'm not worried about that. And if you get it nice and dark in between where the teeth are, it can really look like it's standing out. I'm gonna have to erase a little bit here. Another thing to keep in mind is that when you do color these layers, they are moderately transparent, so they'll be affecting other layers beneath them. So like the teeth here, because it's the selection. Get rid of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the color first so I can see that beautiful texture. And I'm going to leave some texture behind, some of these stray lines and stuff, just to give it variance. And then we'll add drool. Okay, sorry. Had to have my cackle in there. Okay, so like right here, and as they overlap, I'll have it be a little bit darker where the overlap is. Oops. And it'll lighten up. And just kind of keep that same kind of action going. So I'm going to have it overlap where and it's going to be a little bit darker than what's around it, and it just makes it look like it's coming from behind it. God, it's pretty ugly, right? Yeah. Now if you have your opacity like maybe in the middle, you can build up your tones instead of coming straight on out with the tone. You can just kind of build it up by every time you make a stroke. Like right now I've got it in the center here so you can see what I'm talking about. I'm going to make another selection. Okay, and then I'm going to start off back here and I'm just going to keep working it till it's super dark, and then I'm going to come up here. Accomplishes the same thing, only it doesn't come out automatically dark. So you can play with your variances that way. By starting your tone, your opacity off at the middle, and then you can control it a lot better. I'm trying to avoid some of these here. Now I'm not worried about being perfect or anything like that, because your eye is going to get tired. There's just so much detail and stuff going around. See, and you can see like it really looks like it's you know, the overlapping and stuff like that. It's really beautiful. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing down here, just so that those teeth not only stand out more, but these gums, and we're going to make them look a little wetter too. We're going to use the same brush, and we're going to go over it with white, because right now it's all like shades of gray, and you can see the background. So if I change the background, it'll look a little different. So like if I do the background color as green, you'll see green behind it. So you got to keep in mind that these guys are transparent. They're not, it's not like solid. Okay, so let me go back to where I was. Back there. Change, damn it. I just kind of want a neutral. There we go. That'll work for me. So one way of taking care of that is by making another layer beneath it. Let's see, we'll do it here. And then I'm going to throw another tone on here. Let's see, since I used, these are all black, so I can get away with like red or something like that. And that'll show up beneath it and give it a nice, ooh, let's use pink. Make it look like gums. Like, let's see if we can get pinker. Like a pinkish red here. So we have a little bit of that going on, and that gives us a little bit more. And just kind of obliterating the blue, even though the blue looks nice. That one's okay because it started off filled already with black. But we'll still give it like a hint. And now I want to make it look a little wetter. I'll keep going with the, let me go a little faster here. See, this one I should be able to get away with doing black. And then we'll alternate it. There we go, lovely. And we'll do that again. It kind of throws it off a little bit, but I wonder if I do black first, or if I did pink first. I should do pink first. Let me see. I want to try it with pink first. And then go over it with black and see what that gives us. It's just fun to experiment. There we go. Just gives it a little bit of variance in between. And so wherever you don't see the blue, we've got really good coverage. Oops. I'm going to merge those two layers together eventually. Okay, I'm not going to sweat it right now. Now, one thing I like doing that I learned is to push. So you see how I've got that blue that's kind of peeking. I got to make sure this is small enough, and I just want to move. Oh yeah, I like moving them when I have an outline. When it's like this, I really can't do anything to it because it just will move the blue along with it. They won't overlap. Okay, so we'll just have to color it. Not a problem. Take that, and we'll keep it at what we've got, and we'll just kind of let it do its thing. So it's casting a really nice shadow on this guy here. It just gives it that impression that it's behind. Okay, and then we can just go a little darker. And it should be theoretically darker as you go in. It just depends on where the light is hitting things. So it really shouldn't be that bright. Now, right now I am, I'm going to do like a little bit of overlapping. Some of this is going to be covered up by drool. I think I'll get the teeth in before I start covering it up with drool. I think as we go it should get darker too, like a darker red, like we're really deep inside this monster. This monster shoe. Welcome to the abyss. Like we'll have a little bit of red around the edges. But it'll really be red on the inside. That's where the sensitive stuff's on. Let's get darker again. So I kind of layer my colors on top of each other here. They're all on the same layer. Okay, let's get those crazy teeth. Let's get on the teeth layer. And I'm just going to do crazy selections. And then I'll just bring some of the teeth down a little bit. Like the gums are uneven. Am I on the teeth? Yeah, I'm on the teeth layer. Oh, that color must be on that layer up above it. Let me see if I can get a little higher. There we go. We need to put some tones on our teeth too. Let's see. That's not going to be hard. Because we don't want them to be too pearly white. I think this area right here, I'm not going to put any teeth on. We'll just let it be on the gum layer here. Excuse me. Now, if I had a harder brush, I could do like an outline and then fill it, but if you don't have a hard brush, it won't fill all the way. It'll just be, it just depends on your brush. But I don't have any problems with making a selection and having it filled that way. One tooth coming out that way. Come on, you guys. All right. More teeth. And just kind of, oops. Like, here's what I mean. I'm going to use my outliner brush and see if that'll work for me. Usually I use the, soft brush. But it doesn't fill, and even my outliner here is like a soft brush, I think. Let me see. We'll see. I think this one was made off of a hard brush. Yeah, this is more of a hard brush. Let's see if it'll work for us. We'll break a couple teeth. Okay, and then dropping it. And it leaves a little bit of a line. But on this, you can't really tell. I guess it doesn't depends on the brush as well. Okay, but I kind of like doing the selection. When teeth overlap like that, I should have a shadow. Okay. And one way I was thinking about doing the shadow is by duplicating this layer. I'm going to change this to like, there's a difference layer. There we go. Make that, use it, and it just fills it in black. But you can make some really cool outlines off of it too. And then I'm just going to kind of offset it. It works the best when let's see. I'm trying to think what I like better. There usually has to be something behind it for the difference one to layer to work for you. Otherwise it just looks like a shadow. Maybe for the teeth that are, let me bring it down some. Ooh, now that's not a bad effect. Let's see. Let's do something. We'll move this one on top of it. And maybe instead of difference, it just seems to give the teeth a little bit of extra. I don't think I want the difference. Let's see. Maybe linear burn. Oh yeah, linear burn won't show. Because I started off with white, I think I'll fill this in. Let me select. And then fill with, I don't know, maybe a light blue. Give me something to play with. Okay. I got everybody but everybody on this side. And we'll bring the opacity back up. Ooh, that looks icky. Right now I'm just experimenting. I'm wondering if I bring this back up. Well, that's not a bad effect. Hold up. Okay, let's see. Let's offset it a little bit more. Can't tell if I want to have the light. Let's see. I think I want more of a gray tone instead. Maybe a dark gray. It's going to be a bear. There we go. That's pretty. Let's do everybody consistently here. And have it be darker on the inside. Closer to the edges. Wherever it looks like it's about to overlap, make those a little darker. Okay, let's add a few more teeth here. I'm going to merge these guys down. I'm going to cheat a little bit. Let's see if I can warp this. We'll just erase anything I don't need. Just kind of make it diffused in the center there. And we'll do it one more. Let's see. Oh, can't paste it. Okay. I can duplicate it though. Bring it down even smaller. And maybe flip it horizontal. And then just kind of darken it. There we go. All right. God, that's a horrible shoe. And this would open up in order to come at you. Let's see. I like it. Okay, so I could make the edges look more like lips. Like this would be lipstick. Oh, that'd be crazy. Let's see. I'm trying to think, what do I do? Oh yeah, I wanted to make it a little darker on the inside there. I'm going to merge all these guys together. Maybe before I do that, let's throw some drool on here. Drool is found in the water area. This could be blood. Now this would be crazy. Let me see, I'm going to put it on its own layer. Let's see, we'll do it with the teeth. So, yeah, I'm going to put it on its own layer. That way I can move things around. Let's see, we'll put it above. And I'm just gonna kind of be strategic. I'll make it bigger and smaller. Okay, and then I like liquefying them, pushing it around. Let me see, make it a bit bigger. Because, you know, water doesn't just flow in one direction. And just kind of erase what I don't need. Yeah, if this brush was a little bit more random, that would be kind of cool too. But since it's not, we'll just make it random for us. So I'll just kind of spread the drool around here. And I can also make it a little bit more prevalent by duplicating that layer. And maybe even flipping it horizontal. and then we can just kind of vary it. And again, manipulate it. Whoops. Just liquefy it a little bit. Change the size of what I'm messing with. We don't want to obscure too many of our teeth. I'm going to erase some of this. Just leave some of it. Sometimes drool is a little transparent, so you can kind of enjoy the texture underneath. Let's see. Alrighty, and I'm going to merge those layers together. And I'm going to do one more liquefy just to give it some variance. Maybe get some of it to come off of some of the teeth, and maybe follow some of the teeth around, maybe the gum line. Now some of it's going to be coming because I'm trying to follow the angle of the foot. Let's see, I'm going to create another and I'm going to do some splashes, so it's kind of drooling on us. I'll make it bigger. Now these splashes definitely will need to be liquefied. We can twirl them. And that will give it more of motion, a view of motion. Plus we can push it. And twirl it a little bit more. And then we can erase a little bit of it. So it'll either look like it's behind the tooth or coming off of some of the teeth. Just erase what I don't need. Have it kind of follow the gum or lip. Let's see. Alright, and there's another brush here. I'm going to merge those two because I'm kind of happy with that. There's water drips, there's blotches, and there's the flicks. I like the flicks. That really looks like spittle. And I'm just kind of having it. It can't wait to stomp on you. And can you imagine when she steps on you, those teeth kind of grind on into you? And if she already stepped on you, there could be like blood mixed in with the spittle and coming down off of her heel. Okay, so that's what we've got so far in there. I'm going to use a little bit of this flicks here, and I'm going to make them a little transparent. Just that one. I'm going to merge that. Oh, that's already on there. And these will be just like since she really hasn't done anything up there, I just want to make this look kind of wet. So I'm going to go ahead and soften it a little bit. Am I on that layer? Yeah. Why you no blending? Here, I'll just merge everybody here. There we go. And I'm going to drop this down a little bit so that it'll look a little wetter. And we'll want to give it like a little gleam, so let me hit that. I'm going to do an add brush, and we'll do some more spittle, but it'll be kind of bright. And we'll smear it. blend this in. I'm just using my smearing brush here. Is that what it's called? Smudge brush. And just kind of giving it a kind of like a wet look. There's another brush that does wet glaze. Let's see if that'll work for us. Trying to give it a little wet look to it. And use a little bit of the, let's use a little bit of blue, but really soft. Okay, good enough for government work for now. And I guess it can't hurt to throw in like a little bit of like water droplet looking things, but I'm busy. Gotta keep going. There's more drawing to do, Kim. Okay, can play all day in the drool. All right, let's make a pretty girl. Real quick. Yeah, this could be even redder, and to bring out that it's really like membranous. And I think even the edge around the shoe can get away with having a little bit of lippage here. I gotta change my brush. It's got that wet glaze still on it. Okay, good enough for government work. Alright. I don't want to merge it with that one just yet, so I'll merge that together. And if it gets in the way, I'll turn off that layer. Okay, let's change our brush back to soft brush. Okay, and then, but we'll still keep the zombie skin. I really like that one. Okay. Black. We'll give her. Try to decide the skin tone. Yeah, we'll just do outlines for now. We'll figure it out in a bit. All right. So, we'll have her looking down at us because that's what people who are about to stomp on your ass do. Try to decide, do I want her to look serious or do I want it to look like a cartoon? That doesn't look too cartoony, so we'll maybe go half and half. So we'll give her some cartoony features. Comic booky. We should make her look like cat-like or something. Really freaky eyes here. Well, this could be like a dominatrix. You know, what's kind of cool is that the model that I've got, she's got like this tape across her mouth. I'm like, how cool would it be if we kind of do this to her? Just kind of seal up that mouth. So maybe this is like a retribution type of thing. So this is the crap that you did to me. Now I'm getting my revenge. Or enjoy the person you created. And I think even she'll have the zombie skin. We won't just like it something that her boots have. Maybe a bit of skeleton armor type of thing. Let's see, I think I'll use the hairbrush, fine hairbrush. These brushes do a lot better when it's used big. But it looks like it's going to give us what I want. Bushy brows. Okay, I'll switch back to soft brush again. Give her voluptuous lips. Well, they would have been. So would it kill you to smile? Okay. La 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 la. Okay, so again, what I'm going to do instead of erasing is I'm going to use these tones that I've, or rather these lines, these stray lines that I've got, and I'm just going to kind of work them on in, if it'll let me. I wonder if some, oh, because some of them are on a different layer. I'm going to merge those two layers after all. Oh shoot. No, let me see. Okay, it didn't lose it. Because if I had turned off the layer and I had merged it, it's gone. I've made that mistake. Oh, it's erasing. I didn't want to erase. There we go. I want to use that monster texture. Let's see. And since I've got a soft kind of brush, I'm going to use that and just kind of draw it all out. Let's see, I really need a tone underneath here. Let's see. I figure otherwise she'll be blue. Blue's not a bad thing. Kind of like blue. Yeah, let's keep that blue. We'll just punch it up a little bit. But for her skin tone, let's see. We want to be in between. That way I can go darker and lighter. Let's see. Oh, I lost my selection. I hate when that happens. Let's see. We'll just do this part for now. Yes. And let's give her something that, let's see, the opposite of blue would be like either yellow or orange. So we'll give her yellow eyes and orange pupils or something like that. You done messed up, bud. Come on, deselect. My thing is acting up. Okay, there we go. Select MU. Okay, here we go. So her skin will be cool, her eyes will be warm. So like one way of seeing the color scheme. So in this neck of the woods, I can use these colors. So I can use, if I go really light, let's see, let's do the green. Whoops, I hate when I did that. Let's see, let me get back to where I was. Okay, so we got this blue. Okay, we gone super light. We're gonna use this green. And let's see, that should fill it. And then I was gonna use the orange, or whatever the color was to the side. Alright, and then I'm going to do an add layer. And the add layer should pick up on the brighter tones of this. It's not doing it, so let me just pick the yellow. Let's see, I think I want a texture. Let's see. Did I change it to add? I did not. Okay. Okay, so the add layer is going to be super bright. I can't tell if I'm still selected. I want to use that zombie skin again, and then eventually I'll trickle on over into my monster skins. Oh, this is going to be too small to see. Let's see. Yeah, it's not gonna be able to see it. Okay, no worries. Let's give them something we can see. On the add layer, I'm going to kind of do the like bright tones of her skin. Highlights. All right. So it's kind of like rim light. Some spots here. All right, and I'm going to do a linear burn, and that should give me a darker blue. And the blue circling her eyes will definitely bring out the color of her eyes as well. Okay, so we have a little bit. I'm gonna figure out how I want to do her hair. Crap, what time is it? Okay, I got an hour. Move faster, Kimberly. Got armor to develop. Okay. Get those lips. So as my mother always said, don't play with dead things. I should have left her alone. Done messed up, bro. Okay, and then I'm going to merge these layers together in a second. So basically what I do when I eye color, I have 3 layers that I pretty much mess with. I have the normal layer, which is like the base skin tone, and then I have the add layer, which is like my highlights, and I have my linear burn layer, and I usually do 2 of those. This linear burn here will give me the harder shadows. Linear burn, knock it down to 30. So like if you want to do a little bit of flat shading instead of just everything being a soft tone, just go ahead and define. I'm gonna use black instead, or yeah, let's use yellow. I wonder if it'll take it. Yellow's pretty bright. Yeah, linear burn doesn't like yellow. It don't like yellow, but it does love the hell out of black. Famous last words, right? Okay, we're gonna give a little bit of a shadow on her neck. Let's see. Oh, that's why some of mine isn't coming up. Let me bring that back up. We'll do it on both sides. Oops. There it is. Just missed it. Sometimes when there's something already there, it doesn't want to play nice. Let's see, we can do another light around her eyes. Just to really give them that dark and then I like to soften the edges a bit. Let me do this. So you have like a bit of the hard shadow. Just a bit. All right. Now some of these lines can be blended. Let's see, I'm going to merge all those guys together. You know, just kind of blend these guys together. I could throw hair on her. That'll cover up what we see here. The weird fuzziness you see is the brush, the smudge brush. I'm just going to sample colors that are around. Smudge. I said smudge, damn you. Some of them kind of look like scars. I could get away with that if I had more time. Okay, we'll take a little bit of some of the tones here and we'll use them to our advantage. So some of the lines that you see, they can either be construed as highlights or they could be shadows or tones. And that's what kind of gives you that illusion of depth. So when I look at lines, I don't just see that they're lines. They are either shadows or they're highlights to me. Or a combination of both. And again, you can drop your opacity when you're adding in, you know, messing with your color. Let me smear. This is moving my highlight around, and that's not what I wanted. Ooh, that's why. Sometimes I can't tell when it's shifted to the other brush. There we go. All right, so we have time for hair. We have time for hair. We're gonna give her some wild hair. What kind of hair do I want to do? Ooh, we can do braids. Braids are quick, especially with my brush. What color? Okay, so looking at our scheme here, we used green. I don't think I've done anybody with hardcore green hair. We'll do green and pink for the hair. Let's see. Let's see, do I want to do it? Ooh, I almost like that. It's weird, that's too funky. Let's see. I created this braid brush, and I'm just gonna follow, whoops. Let's see, let's do 9. I'm gonna follow the same hair that my model has. Just because it looks funky. Oops. Looks a little funky. And I'm going to do an add layer and a linear burn layer. Oh, it doesn't like that green. Let's get a little darker. So we'll do the darker green near the scalp. These two long ones are throwing it off just a little bit, but that's okay. We can go a little, see if we go a little brighter. It just went darker on me. I was wondering if I could see the top of her head. And I think I'm gonna throw the pink brush in there, the pink tone. This is on the linear burn layer, so it's turned my pink tone like a deeper, darker blue. And let's see if we do it on the normal layer. This is the actual tone. We'll obscure her ears. Let's see. Trying to cover up all the light tones here. Yeah, she's got crazy hair. Just get it coming off of her scalp. And we'll bring her eyebrows back a little bit. Just a hint of that pink here. Yeah, we'll give her a little bit of makeup. Give a little life to her. Nothing like beating somebody's ass to perk you up. check out her jawline here. I need that darker tone. Yes. Okay, so what are we wearing? Should we just wear basic black? Let me bring that in a little bit. Okay, we'll merge everybody in. Okay, let's figure out Mystique and not Mystique. Let's see. Oh, I shouldn't have merged. Shit. Is it too late? Because I'm going to lose my speckles. No, I won't. Let me try this. I'll go black. Let's see. I'll go like this deep dark color here. Yeah, okay, that'll work. I'm only losing a little bit here. Let's see, should I give her a high collar? Let's see. Alright, let's see if we can finish up her pose. I just jumped right on into everything. Favorites. Trying to figure out where I want to draw it. I think I'll do it underneath here. Bring that down. Let's see if her thing is tilted that way. We'll put her shoulders this way. I'm going to erase a little bit of this. Her hair is so weird. I wouldn't mind putting beads or something like that on the end of them. Skulls or... Let me fix this so I don't lose my foot. Don't lose your footing. Okay, hold on. Let's try this. I wonder... Let's try this. Get it on another layer right above this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of fill this with white or an off-white, or even better, I think I got an idea of what I want to fill it in with. Let's see. Okay, that should have selected everything. Okay, white. And maybe let's see, opposite of blue was yellow, so maybe an off. There we go. And since it's going to be held together with magic, let's see, we're going to use the light brush. We'll start with light brush first. And what color should our magic be? I like the blue magic, but I don't think I've used a green magic. Let's see what it comes up with. Let's see, it's not really coming out green. Let me back it up. I'll try it on another layer. And I'll turn that one off. There we go. Why are you erasing? Oh, because it's got the selection tool on. Okay, you've got to be above this layer. Clear you. Turn you on. Anytime now. I think it's gonna crash. Are you gonna crash? You're gonna crash, aren't you? Oh, the opacity went all the way down. Don't know how I do that. Oops, too much, too bright. Let's bring it down a notch. Let's do just normal. And we'll take this down here. Too much. I might need to drop down to light pen. There we go. I think I'll do it like that. Just so I don't lose everything that I worked so hard for. I'll give it like a little bit of light in between the bones. Okay, so this detail that I'm putting on here needs to be on a different layer. Some of it can stay. Let's see. Let's try it a different way. We'll clear it. Okay. I don't want to lose my bone images. So maybe in this layer here. So if I make this disappear, it should stand out against the, there we go. So the way this particular brush works is the more that you color, the lighter it gets on the inside. So with the bones being the way they are, in between them will be white, and they'll light up because the white is what's keeping them together. So I want it to look like it's got like an inner light inside of it. So like at the joints. And all the white space. And that lights up the bones too. We'll light up the inner portion of the bones so they're still visible. Crap, what time is it? It's almost time to go. Alrighty. I guess we got the most important stuff in there. And we'll even toss a little bit of magic around the rim of here. Let's see, we should have like see, I liked how this other luminance brush worked the pulse. Oh, you know what would be cool? Let's give her a freaking cape. Bump her arms. Because if you're like wearing a cape and it doesn't freaking move, I don't know. It's just like, hi, stupid. Stomp. So like maybe she's got a cape on. Put that behind it. Bring it way down here, and we'll give her, let's see, Harmony. Pink would be weird, but not if it's dark. Let's see. Oh, now that would be different. Oh, let's see. Let me drop that. I just don't have time to do her arms. See, and one more layer beneath it. I didn't want this on this layer, but that's okay. It is what it is. Let's see. And bring it all the way down and use that tone. It's like, let me deal with this smart ass here for a sec. I've got all these empty layers here. it's like every time I go to draw, it doesn't put it on the layer that I asked for. Let's see. All this should be behind her. Oh, actually, it'll be in front of her. Okay, and let's see. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. Can't see her leg. I need to see her leg. This needs to be see, I need that there. Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Okay, so I just need to erase some of that. What layer am I erasing, Kim? Okay, so okay, I selected this one. Erasing on that one. Okay. Okay, so I just need a little bit of tone in order to make the thighs stand out a little bit more. Let's see, we'll throw an add layer in there. And we'll use this blue here. Oops, wrong brush. I should have put these little marks on a different layer because I can't see the layer beneath it. Okay, let's see. Let me turn that off. We'll just put it right on this layer. There we go. And I'll just smear that a bit. All right. Okay, and last thing is I'm going to merge everybody for now. And then I'm going to do 2 more layers, an add layer, and that'll be for the bright tones here. Whoops, before I do that, select this. Oops, and I want to give it its own texture. Monster texture. Let's use I wonder if my dino brush would look good. Oh, dino brush 2. Let's try that one. Okay, so we got it up high. We're going to do a quick selection of this so it doesn't go outside the lines. And we're going to use the add layer. And it's just everything up up above here. Oops. We'll use a darker blue. Let's see, for that part. I've already merged them. Shoot. A little bit of rim light for the knee. I believe the knee was about right there. I should have used drop the opacity a bit. There we go. Softer tone. And then I'm going to create a, let's see, linear burn layer one more time. That should give me darker blue. Just give it like a dark tone here. Give us more of like an inner workings there. And then let's see, we go back to the add layer. Okay, it's already low. Just to get some of the edges here. And I'm just going to merge these guys together and then just kind of soften it. Okay, I'm about to do an instant replay of how we got to where we are. And you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I apologize that I didn't have enough time to do a lot more to this, adding more shadows and cleaning up whatnot. Let's see, so with all this going on, let's do a quick background. Put that below everybody. And let's see, our tones, again, the harmony. Okay, we can go a little darker. And go back to my favorites. And we'll just use clouds. I want something that's going to bring out that cape. We'll use the green. And see if I can go brighter. Oops. And we'll go black. And we'll do a little bit in front of her. I really want that foot to stand out. Trying to get to white. Get that behind her. Okay, and final thing is let's go ahead and color these cords here. Totally forgot about them. Ooh, we can use our braids. We'll use braid number 2 and we'll make it black. Put it above. Get nice and small. Maybe a little knot. And if I wish I put them on a different layer, because then I could have duplicated it. But it's okay. Okay, don't have time. Gotta go to work. You guys, again, thank you for joining me. I want to add I just want to add one more thing. And then I'll toss on the time-lapse replay. I want to just kind of give her a little highlight here to make her lips look like they're popping out just a little bit. And I'm going to do a quick shadow. He doesn't want to give it to me. Give me. Let's see. Let me drop that down. Drop it down to where it's super opaque. Kind of go with the shape here. Okay, good enough. Okay. Alright. So rough. And let's go ahead and do our time-lapse replay. Again, you guys, I truly appreciate you checking out what I got. We'll move my junk up here. And I will see you guys in the next video. Here we go. Alrighty, you guys. Again, thanks for popping in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Oh, I'm sorry, I totally just missed the chat. Hey Randy, good morning. Yeah, this right here is Shoes and Skeleton from Inktober, day 29, and that's what we've got. Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.